Today I'm replaying Demarcus Cousins' entire career with no injuries, starting with the 2010-2011 NBA season. He's starting off as an 82 overall and he's already the second best player on his team. But he's not going to win the Rookie of the Year. Blake Griffin stole it from him. He's on the All-Rookie First Team though, and he managed to average 19 points and 11 rebounds per game. And the Kings are the 14th seed. But he has plenty of time to win a championship on top of completing other challenges we set for him, like winning an MVP, making 10 All-NBA teams, and scoring 25,000 career points, which is more than double the amount he had in real life. And because the Kings were so bad, we're going to be able to help Demarcus Cousins in the draft. Let's see what number pick the Kings are going to get. They're projected to get the 4th overall pick, and moment of truth, they're going to get the 5th overall pick. Let's see who's available at this spot. We have Klay Thompson, Kemba Walker, Jimmy Butler. All three of these guys are really good. I don't know who to go with, and I feel bad doing this to Klay, but we're going to take Jimmy Butler to pair him with Boogie Cousins. And Klay Thompson wasn't even the next pick, it was Kemba. Imagine we would have gotten the first pick, we could have had Kawhi or Kyrie. And at the beginning of Boogie Cousins' second season, he's all the way up to an 88 overall. Being the best player on your team in your second season is kind of crazy. And after becoming the franchise player in season 2, Demarcus Cousins makes the All-NBA First Team. His points per game actually went down, but he's up to 13 rebounds per game. And that's going to be enough to help the Kings be the 8th seed. So in Boogie's first playoff appearance, he has to go up against Kevin Durant and the Thunder. And in his first ever playoff game, I have no idea how this is close, but the Kings are putting up a fight against the Thunder. Boogie Cousins isn't in the game though. That makes me think he might have fouled out, but they have Tyreke Evans using the screen. He throws it down low to Thompson and they tie the game up. Russell Westbrook on the ISO trying to get past Beno Udrih. He's gonna take the layup and he gets fouled. So now he can give the Thunder the lead here. His first free throw's good, and Boogie Cousins isn't coming back in the game. He definitely fouled out. And Russell Westbrook's second free throw's up and he knocks it down. So now it's time for Tyreke Evans to take the game into his own hands, and he throws down the dunk to tie the game up. This Thunder big three is actually overpowered though. They're gonna throw it down low to Westbrook in the post, and his fade is gonna bounce in. Tyreke Evans is gonna need to cook here. He's gonna get right past Harden, and he's fouled by Ibaka, and he makes the N1. That is a huge shot, and he's gonna knock down the free throw to give the Kings the lead. My only concern is the fact that they have KD, Harden, and Westbrook on the court, so they can really score in any way here. Westbrook's gonna get into the paint, and they throw it to Ibaka. He misses, but he gets his own rebound, and he's gonna make the putback for the lead. Of all people, I didn't expect Ibaka to be the one to score there, but now the Kings could get the last shot here to win game 1. And it looks like Tyreke Evans is gonna use the screen. He throws it down low to Thompson, and he throws down the dunk with a second to go. And the Thunder have no more timeouts. Westbrook has to chuck up the full court shot, and the Kings are gonna steal game 1. KD, Westbrook, and Ibaka all went off, and Tyreke Evans carried, dropping 35 points with 16 assists. And even though Boogie fouled out, he had a pretty good game too. And in game 2, it's back to reality for the Kings. The Thunder tie the series up at 1. Boogie had a 20-20 game, but Jimmy Butler shot 5 for 20. But with the Kings being back at home, they're gonna take a 2-1 lead. Boogie almost had a triple-double, and KD and Westbrook had zero help. But the one thing the Kings can't do is win 2 games in a row. So after 4 games, we have a 2-2 series, and in game 5, the Thunder take a 3-2 lead. They had 6 people put up 15 or more. Meanwhile, the Kings only had 2. So after being up 2-1, they're just 1 game away from being eliminated. And yeah, the Kings had a good run, but their season is over. And in game 6, Boogie Cousins is nowhere to be found. He put up 4 points, and he fouled out in 16 minutes. It was a good run though, especially for that being his first playoff series. And with the Kings making the playoffs, they go from the 5th pick last season to the 18th pick this season. Let's see if we can get anyone decent with the 18th pick. And there's not really anyone I want to draft here. I think we're just gonna go with Evan Fournier. And at the start of season number 3, Boogie's up to an 89. Dante Green's up to an 87. What? I mean, I'm not complaining. And then Jimmy Butler's up to an 82. He averaged 12 points per game in his rookie season. Let's see what he can do in season number 2. Blake Griffin goes from stealing Boogie's Rookie of the Year to winning an MVP, but Boogie's still on the All-NBA First Team. He's up to 19 points and he's down to 11 rebounds per game. So he's been good since his rookie season, but he hasn't really improved. But the Kings have improved. They're up to the 4 seed, and that's probably because of Jimmy Butler. He's up to 15 points per game, and then Tyreke Evans is up from 19 to 22 points per game. And in the first round, they have to go up against a team led by Kevin Love, Nick Young, and Vince Carter. And just like last season, it's 2-2. And in game 5, the Kings had an amazing second and fourth quarter, and it was Jimmy Butler that led the team in scoring. And for the Timberwolves, Kevin Love is nowhere to be found. He only had 6 points. So now Boogie Cousins is just 1 win away from winning his first playoff series. But in game 6, the Kings had a terrible first quarter, and that's gonna lose them the game. Boogie Cousins had 16 points, but he only had 3 rebounds. And they just got cooked by a 36-year-old Vince Carter. So now Boogie's in his first game 7. And it was a close one, but the Kings are gonna hold on and make it out of the first round. Game 7, Boogie dropped 24. That's exactly what we like to see. But now they have to go up against the 1-seed Clippers led by Blake Griffin. And that didn't go to plan. They're going to get swept. Steph Curry's going to win his first championship early. And after being the 4th seed, I don't think the Kings have a good pick in the draft. They have pick number 27. We still have decent players here. We have Robert Covington. We have Troy Daniels. Nico Melli's still on the board. We have Gorgie Zhang, Dellavedova. I mean, this isn't anything crazy, but we're going to take Rocco. Giannis went first overall to the Rockets. And they picked Lizzo with the 10th overall pick. Okay, Boogie, we're going to need you to improve. He's up to a 91. Hopefully his points per game can actually go up. And Jimmy Butler's up to an 84. And Evan Fournier is up to a 77. He didn't play a single minute last season, but now he's actually in the rotation. Russell Westbrook's going to win his MVP early. And Boogie's not on the All-NBA first team, but he is going to make the All-NBA second team. And finally, his points per game is up. He averaged 21 and 11. And the Kings are the 4 seed for the second season in a row. But they have to go up against the defending champion Warriors. Through 4 games, it's all tied up. And in game 5, the Kings are making a late comeback. They're down 2 with a minute to go. I'm afraid that no one's going to be able to stop Curry here, but he throws it down to Ekpe Udoh, and the Warriors go up 4. Tyreke Evans on the ISO. He's going to drive right past Monta Ellis, and he gets fouled and makes the N1. Never mind, that is not Monta Ellis. And Tyreke Evans can make it a 1-point game here, and that's exactly what he does. If you made it this far into the video, 98% of people who watch me aren't subscribed, so make sure you hit that subscribe button so you're not one of them. Less than 40 seconds to go. Curry's in an ISO. He's going to take the deep step back 3, and it just barely rolls out. Jimmy has a favorable matchup here. He's going to take the floater over Curry. Why did he not body him? So now the Kings have to foul. Curry's probably going to make both free throws here. His first one's good. And to put the Warriors up by 3, his second free throw's good. And with 21 seconds to go, the Kings need a 3 here. Tyreke Evans on the drives and a swing it to Omri Caspi, who's wide open, and he ties the game up. That was a huge shot, but now the Warriors are probably going to get the last shot here. Curry with 6 seconds to go. He's going to wait for the screen. He uses it. It's not a very good one. He's going to have to take the contested 3, and he somehow knocks it down. The Warriors are going to win game 5. That was great defense. I don't know how he made that. Boogie put up 31 and 12, and Curry had 23. He had 2 threes all game, one of them being the most important one of the game. But in game 6, the Kings aren't done fighting. We have another close game. Monta Ellis being guarded by Jimmy Butler is trying to get into the paint. He's going to take the layup over Jimmy, and it's off. That was great defense. Let's see if they can tie the game up here. Jimmy Butler's going to use the screen. He throws it down low. What kind of pass was that? Now we have Owens on the break, who finds Eric Maynor wide open, and he gives the Warriors a 4-point lead. Okay, Boogie, we're going to need you to cook here. He can't get into the paint, and he's going to force up a terrible shot. I don't like where this is going. Monta Ellis on the ISO's going to blow right past Jimmy, and he puts the Warriors up 6. If the Kings don't score here, it's probably over. Boogie's going to come set the screen. They're going to throw it down low to Jimmy Butler, getting clamped up by Monta Ellis somehow. Even though he's much taller than him, he's going to take the fade over him, and he's going to miss it. The Warriors are going to win the series in 6 games. And the Thunder go on to win the championship. And Westbrook's going to win a regular season and a finals MVP in the same season. But now heading into season 5, let's see if we can get a steal in this draft. We have the 28th pick, and we have some decent guys. We have Kyle Anderson, whose ceiling is a starter. Torrey Craig's also a starter. Doug McDermott's a starter. We might just take Jeremy Grant here. Yeah, his ceiling's an all-star, and there's not really anyone else too good on the board. Julius Randle went first over Jokic, and Jokic and Giannis are on the same team. And at the start of season number 5, Boogie's up to a 92, Jimmy's up to an 86, and Evan Fournier's up to an 81. Whiteside's also up to an 81. I didn't realize he was actually getting minutes. He averaged 9 and 9 last season. The only problem is him and Boogie are both centers. Westbrook's gonna win back-to-back MVPs. Jokic is gonna win the Rookie of the Year. And in season number 5, Boogie's on the All-NBA second team again, and his points per game is down again. I mean, he's still really good. I can't complain, but I just want him to average like 25. And as for the Kings, they're up to the 2 seed. But they are far from being the 1 seed because the Thunder had 72 wins. In the first round, they're going up against Kobe Powell and the Lakers. And in game 1, the Kings were literally up all game, but they're somehow letting the Lakers come back. Kobe on the ISO, the snatchback. He throws it down low to Brendan Haywood, and he makes the layup on Boogie. Now we have Tyreke Evans using the screen from Boogie. He gets a wide open dunk, and he ties the game up. Let's see if anyone can clamp up Kobe here. Kobe on the ISO is going to make Tyreke Evans stumble, and he gets fouled on the layup. That was a crazy easy ankle breaker. Kobe's gonna knock down the first free throw. And to give the Lakers a 2-point lead, his second free throw's good. They're gonna go down low to Boogie Cousins being guarded by Brendan Haywood. He's gonna body him. He goes up for the layup and he's fouled. Come on, Boogie, let's hit both free throws here. His first one's gonna bounce in. And to tie the game up, his second free throw's good. I'm scared that Kobe's just gonna keep cooking Tyreke Evans here. He's gonna use the screen. Tyreke Evans gets stuck and Kobe knocks down the deep fadeaway three. I don't know why Tyreke Evans of all people setting a screen here, but they're gonna go down low to Boogie Cousins. He's in a body Haywood and he forces up a terrible layup. So now the Kings need to stop here or else it's not looking good for them. Kobe with 6 seconds on the shot clock, getting clamped up by Tyreke Evans. He's in a drive. He's in a pull to midi and it's in and out. So now down 3, the Kings have 18 seconds to get a good shot. Beno Udrih's gonna swing it to Jimmy. Jimmy the layup and it's good, but they have to foul now. Let's hope Daniel Gibson misses at least one of these. His first free throw's good. And to put the Lakers back up by 3, his second free throw's good. The Kings have no timeouts here. They have 12 seconds to get up the court and get a good shot. They're gonna swing it to Tyreke Evans for 3 and he's gonna miss the 3. The Lakers are gonna take game 1. Boogie put up 37 just to lose and Kobe almost had a triple-double. But after losing game 1, the Kings are pretty easily gonna make it out in 6. And now they get a rematch against the Clippers, who knocked them out of the second round in season number 3. But in season number 5, we have a different outcome. The Kings make the conference finals. But now they have to go up against a big 3 of Westbrook, Harden, and KD. And this Thunder team knocked them out of the first round in season number 2. And even though the Kings are a lot better now, they're no match for the Thunder, who take game 1. I don't think there's anybody who can stop KD. Even with Harden putting up 4 points, they're gonna get blown out. And this series isn't close at all. The Thunder take a 3-1 lead. But the Kings take game 5 and game 6 to force a game 7. If they win this game, they get their first finals appearance. And the Thunder had the lead all game, but the Kings are starting to come back. Tyreke Evans is gonna throw it down low to Boogie and he gets a turnover. And now we have James Harden wide open on the fast break. He's gonna put the Thunder up by 5. Tyreke Evans, let's please not get another turnover here. He's gonna throw it down low to Boogie again, and he gets another turnover. He is just forcing passes off the pick and roll, and luckily KD misses the mid-range. Now we have Boogie on the break, throwing it to Boris Diaw for the layup. That's a terrible shot. I don't know why they're just forcing passes and shots now. And now we have KD pulling the mid-range over Beno, and the Thunder are up 7. This is a terrible look for the Kings. Tyreke Evans finally doesn't get a turnover, but the Thunder are still up 5 and the Kings need to stop. Westbrook on the ISO is gonna try to get past Beno and he throws down the dunk. The Kings don't have much time here, and Tyreke Evans is just throwing scary passes. I don't know how that one got through. And the Kings are gonna full court press here. Westbrook throws it down low to Azeli and they foul him. I'm hoping he's not a good free throw shooter. That first one is way off. And to potentially put the Thunder up by 6, his second free throw is gonna bounce in. 30 seconds to go for the Kings here. Tyreke Evans is getting clamped up by Harden, but he is gonna actually cook him. And now we have Westbrook going to the line. At least it's not KD, but he still makes the first free throw. And to put the Thunder back up by 6, his second free throw is good. The Kings have less than 20 seconds. They're gonna need a 3. Okay, what is that shot though? He just stood there and pulled a contested 3, and they're gonna lose in game 7 of the conference finals. And of course, the Thunder go on to win back-to-back championships. Back to the draft we go. The Kings have the 29th pick. I don't really like this board. Rashawn Holmes has starter potential. Cameron Payne is a starter. Kevon Looney's a starter. Cedi Osman's a starter. Oh, Norman Powell's here. I didn't even realize that. I don't know how his ceiling's a starter. Okay, I was about to take Norman Powell, but Willie Hernangomez has Hall of Fame potential. I think I'm gonna take him. Why does he have Kareem ceiling? Like, I really want to take Norman Powell, but the fact that it's only starter, this might be a bad pick, but I'm gonna take Willie Hernangomez. Bro, the Rockets actually have a super team. They have Giannis, Jokic, and Kat. And they have Norman Powell too, who could be a really good player. At the start of season 6, Boogie's up to a 93. He's just going up 1 overall each year. We just need him to get back to more than 20 points per game. And as for Jimmy Butler, he's up to an 88, and the past 2 seasons he averaged 20 or more. We have Whiteside going up to an 83 and Fournier going up to an 82. He averaged 13 last season. Anthony Davis wins an MVP on the Bucks. He's 23 and he's already better than Boogie. And Boogie's finally back on the All-NBA first team. He's up to 21 points and 11 rebounds per game. And he's actually shooting good from 3 this season. And LeBron left the Heat to go to the Hornets. What? Also, how did he only average 17 last season? Mike Conley's also on the Lakers now. He got traded to the Pistons and signed to the Lakers. Kevin Love left the Timberwolves to go to the Pacers, and the Kings are down from the 2 seed back to the 4 seed. They have to go up against the Warriors in the first round, who beat them 2 seasons ago, and this time it's the same outcome. The Warriors are gonna win in game 7. Boogie, bro, what are you doing, Boogie? Boogie put up 6 points. How are you the star player dropping 6 points in a game 7? The Thunder just three-peated. So Westbrook and KD both have 3 rings. We haven't been able to get that good of draft picks just because the Kings are decent now. They have the 26th pick. We can get Daniel House. We can get Gary Payton. Malik Beasley's here. That's not a bad pickup. And Fred VanVleet's also here. Malik Beasley's ceiling is a starter, and Fred VanVleet is an all-star. I think we're going to take him. There's probably nobody else good here. There's Karis LeVert. There's Alex Caruso down here. But I think we're just going to go with Fred VanVleet. How did Chris Dunn go number 1 over Ben Simmons? Entering season 7, Boogie's up to a 94. Jimmy's up to an 89. But Jeremy Grant and Robert Covington aren't really progressing. Bro, Westbrook is insane. He has 3 regular season MVPs and 3 championships with 2 finals MVPs. Dennis Schroeder just averaged 26 points a game, up from 13 points per game. And Jokic is already a problem. He's on the All-NBA first team over Boogie Cousins. And his teammate Giannis is on the All-NBA third team. This duo is crazy. But Boogie's right in between them on the All-NBA second team. He averaged 22 points and 11 rebounds. Also, how did Dennis Schroeder average more points per game than LeBron on the same team? And the Kings aren't even in the playoffs. They just went from the 4th seed all the way down to the 12th seed. And in the finals, it's going to be Steph Curry winning his 2nd finals MVP. So far in 7 seasons, only 3 teams have won. The Bulls have won twice, the Warriors have won twice, and the Thunder have won 3 times. But now we're back to the draft lottery with the Kings having the 7th best odds, and they're going to get pick number 7. They didn't jump up or drop. On the bright side, we can actually improve our team. We can get Lonzo, who went 2nd overall. John Collins is here. Bam Adebayo's here. I don't know how Bam Adebayo's ceiling is only a starter. We have Jarrett Allen down here. We have OG down here. Derek White's all the way down here. I feel like we have to take Lonzo though, just because in 2K he's crazy. So Lonzo Ball, thank you for dropping to number 7 and welcome to the team. And in player progression, Boogie's up to a 95. I don't like the fact that Jimmy's not getting better anymore. He did average 23 points per game last season, which is pretty good. But with Boogie kind of not holding his weight and only averaging 22, we need more from one of them. Jeremy Grant's actually up 5 overall, though he's finally gonna get minutes. I didn't realize he got minutes last season. And Fred VanVleet might have been a bad pick. He averaged 9 points per game last season, but he's only up 1 overall to a 71. Anthony Davis is gonna win his 2nd MVP. De'Aaron Fox is gonna win Rookie of the Year. No way Lonzo didn't win. De'Aaron only averaged 12, 2, and 6. And Boogie's all the way down to the All-NBA third team, even though he averaged 24 and 10. Miles Turner got it over him. He averaged 19 and 11 with 3 blocks. And then Andrew Bynum, who's been a demon, oh my, he went up from 15 to 24 points per game. And I guess the Kings just had a fluke season last season. They're up to the 6th seed. Jimmy Butler averaged 26 points per game with 5 rebounds and 6 assists, and he somehow didn't make an All-NBA team. And we have Andre Iguodala on the team now. He only averaged 11, and we traded him for Tyreek Evans and Fred VanVleet. I don't know if I like that trade considering Iggy only averaged 11. And in Lonzo Ball's rookie season, he only averaged 6 points, 3 rebounds, and 6 assists. 6 points in 24 minutes is not the best. And in the first round, the Suns have 2, I think, auto-generated players. They're shooting guard and small forward, and both of them are really good. We have a 2-2 series after 4 games, and the Kings are going to make it out in 6 games. And now they get to face the 7-seed Warriors, who knocked them out last time they were in the playoffs. We have another 2-2 series, and this time the Kings are going to beat the Warriors and make it out in 6. And they're going up against the 4-seed Mavericks, who just beat the 1-seed, and they're led by Devin Booker, Josh Howard, and Greg Monroe. And the Kings are going to win 3 straight games to move on to the finals. And they're either going up against the 1-seed Pistons or the 2-seed Hornets, and they're going up against the Pistons. They could have been playing LeBron, but now they have to go up against 97 overall Kyrie and 99 overall Juan Carlos Navarro. And the Pistons took game 1, but the Kings are going to steal game 2. And Boogie Cousins had a 45-point game. Neither of the teams really had help, but Boogie carried. And in game 3 back at home, the Kings are going to take a 2-1 lead. And this time it was Jimmy Butler who carried, dropping 33. Boogie put up 28 and 12, and Lonzo was the 3rd leading scorer. I have no idea how they're up. It's the 6th seed going up against the 1 seed. The Kings had 50 wins, and the Pistons had 54? I guess this is way more evenly matched than I thought. And in game 4, the Pistons are going to tie the series up at 2. Jimmy Butler led the team. Boogie only had 17. And we lost because Cody Zeller had 20. That is crazy. And in game 5, the Kings are having an absolutely terrible 4th quarter. All the Kings have to do is hold this lead for 2 minutes. Iggy's wearing number 42. That's kind of nasty. And we have Whiteside and Boogie on the court at the same time. Whiteside gets a turnover. Kemba on the break's gonna take the layup over Jimmy, and Jimmy's gonna get the stop. That's crazy. We could have drafted Kemba over Jimmy. Now we have Whiteside coming to set the screen. 3 seconds left. Lonzo's gonna have to go up with the layup, and he somehow missed it. So now we have Kemba on the drive, and he's gonna get a turnover. Lonzo's gonna throw it down low to Boogie. They have another mismatch. They're gonna send another double, and he goes up on 2 people to give the Kings a 5-point lead. Now we have Kemba swinging it to Kyrie, and Kyrie's gonna knock down the mid-range. I don't know why he's wearing number 18, but now we have Lonzo throwing it down low to Boogie. Boogie, cook up here, please. Please don't do something stupid. I don't know why he's sizing up on Cody Zeller. He was not cooking in that paint. He's gonna swing it to Lonzo. Lonzo's gonna pull the 3, and he knocks down the 3 to give the Kings a 6-point lead. Now we have Juan Carlos Navarro pulling the deep contested 3. It somehow almost goes in, but the Kings are gonna take a 3-2 lead. Kyrie had 34, but for the Kings, Jimmy put up 39. So now Boogie's 1 win away from completing his first challenge by winning a championship. And in Game 6, the Kings are gonna win every single quarter, and Demarcus Cousins is an NBA champion. Jimmy and Lonzo winning a chip is nice to see. And Boogie's gonna win the Finals MVP. He averaged 25 points and 11 rebounds in the series. I don't know how they won a championship as a 6 seed. That was not expected. So with the championship out of the way, Boogie's close to completing his other challenges too. He already has 8 out of 10 All-NBA teams, and he has over 13,000 points, so he's over halfway to 25,000. Also, I'm just now realizing he made an All-NBA third team in his rookie season. In Manu's last season, he was on the Sixers. He signed to the Hawks and got traded, but he left the Spurs after all these years. And Robert Covington was a complete bust. He barely even played for us, and he just retired. TJ McConnell's gonna retire at the age of 26. I'm gonna bring him back. Hopefully he gets signed by someone. And in the draft, we're probably not gonna get anyone good since we won the chip. I mean, there are a couple decent names here, like Troy Brown Jr., DeAnthony Melton. Okay, what? How did Anthony Simons fall this far? I almost missed him. He's the best player on the board. I don't know how his ceiling's only a starter, but we're definitely gonna take a chance on him. The Spurs got Luka, and after winning a championship, Boogie's gonna stay at a 95 overall. Jimmy's up to a 90 though, Jeremy Grant's up to an 83, and Lonzo's all the way up to an 81. And in season number 9, Anthony Davis wins his 3rd MVP, and Boogie's back on the All-NBA first team. He averaged 23 points and 10 rebounds per game. He's super consistent, but I don't know how he's not averaging more as a 96 overall. And the Kings get even better than last season. They're up to the 4 seed, and they're somehow back in the finals as a 4 seed. Boogie Cousins and Jimmy Butler carried in a Game 7, and they went up against Klay Thompson, who we could have drafted over Jimmy. They're the same overall, but based on the points per game, it's safe to say Jimmy's a better player. And now in the finals, they have to go up against the MVP Anthony Davis. Game 1's not close at all. The Kings absolutely blow out the Bucks, and Jimmy Butler led the way, dropping 36. Once Lonzo progresses, this might be a legitimate big 3. And Anthony Davis only had 14 points because he shot 5 for 21. But in Game 2, this one was much closer. We have a tie game with 2 minutes on the clock. Lonzo's gonna use the screen from Iggy. It's not a very good screen, but they're gonna throw it down low to Boogie. He's trying to body his way into the paint. He takes the deep hook, and he's gonna miss it. Poole on the drive, being guarded by Whiteside, and Whiteside's gonna foul him. He could have gotten an easy block or at least a stop. So now Poole's gonna get 2 free throws here. His first one's good, and to put the Bucks up by 2, his second free throw's good. Lonzo's gonna throw it down low to Boogie, and he gets a turnover. And now on the break, we have Glenn Robinson III going up for the layup. It's off, and he can't get his own rebound. Now we have Jimmy on the break, finding Travis Outlaw, and he ties the game up. Now we have Anthony Davis taking the deep post fade, and he's gonna knock it down. Jimmy Butler with the ball, 6 seconds on the shot clock. He's gonna use the screen. He's gonna pull the 3, and it's in and out. That would have been huge if it went in. Now we have Poole throwing it down low to Anthony Davis, being guarded by Jeremy Grant. He's gonna miss the hook over him. So now the Kings have 20 seconds to make something happen here. Lonzo on the drive, the cross. I don't know what he's doing. He's gonna take the layup, and he ties the game up. He was just running around the court, but it somehow worked. And now the Bucks have 14 seconds to win Game 2. Eric Bledsoe looking for Anthony Davis. He throws it down low to him. AD with 3 seconds left, gonna take the deep hook. It's off, and the Kings have 1 second to win the game. Jeremy Grant on the inbounds, gonna find Lonzo Ball for the deep 3. He's gonna miss, and we're going into overtime. And in overtime, the Kings have a 2-point lead with 30 seconds to go. They're gonna throw it down low to Boogie Cousins. He's gonna fake the hook. I don't know what he's doing, but he's gonna get fouled. He's so lucky. Now he needs to knock down both free throws here. His first one's good, and to put the Kings up by 4, his second free throw's gonna bounce in. So the Bucks don't have much time here. Eric Bledsoe's gonna take the layup. He smokes it, but they get the rebound and they get a turnover. The Kings are gonna take a 2-0 lead. Anthony Davis had 42 and 15, but Boogie had 38, Jimmy had 26, and they just had way more help. And in game 4, the Kings are gonna sweep the Bucks and win back-to-back championships. I don't know how they managed to win as the 4 seed this year and the 6 seed last year, but I am not complaining. Tony Parker is actually gonna finish his career with the Spurs, and at the start of season 10, we're probably not gonna be able to help the Kings that much in the draft. That's crazy. Jarrett Culver, I think he went number 5 in real life, and he's not even picked at number 30. And why is Ty Jerome still on the board? Keldon Johnson's still here. Nikhil Alexander-Walker's still here. Lou Dort is still here. Naz Reid's here. Max Strus is here. I would take Naz Reid, but the fact that him and Boogie are both centers makes me want to take Ty Jerome. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. And in player progression, Boogie's gonna stay at 95 overall. Jimmy's gonna stay at 90, but Lonzo's up to an 85. And Jimmy Butler's gonna win the MVP, averaging 30 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals a game. And the Kings are gonna win Coach of the Year. They won 58 games. No way, dude. We drafted Willie Hernangomez because of his ceiling. They traded him to the Warriors, and now he's a 90 overall. And Boogie's gonna complete his second challenge by making his 10th All-NBA team in his 10th season. And he averaged 21 points and 10 rebounds, pretty much like every other season. Now all he needs to do is hit the 25,000 point mark and win an MVP. And with 58 wins, the Kings are the 1 seed. In the first round, they're going up against a Trailblazers team that looks pretty good, but the Kings would pretty easily make it out of that series in 5. And now they have to go up against a 5-seeded Spurs team led by Miles Turner, Luka Doncic, and Donovan Mitchell. And they have LaMarcus Aldridge. I didn't even see that. Why are they down 2-1? Why are they down 3-1? They won game 5 by just 2 points, and in game 6, they're gonna get eliminated. So after winning back-to-back championships, they lose in the second round, and KD wins his second finals MVP and his 4th ring. Since Jimmy Butler kind of just stole away Boogie Cousins MVP, why do I kind of want to trade him? Because Demarcus Cousins has 2 challenges left to complete, and one of them is winning MVP. Never mind, there's no Jimmy trades for any of the top 10 picks. But if we go to pick number 6, we can trade Iggy for it. I honestly don't mind this because he only averages 7 points per game for us. And we can go ahead and see who falls to us, so we have the 6th pick now. And with pick number 6, we still have Onyeka on the board. We have Cole Anthony, Isaiah Stewart, Precious, Patrick Williams. Denny's a good pick. Sadiq Bey's here, Okoro, Vassell. Oh my gosh, Tyrese Maxey's here. Sadiq Bey and every single person above him here has all-star potential, and Maxey somehow doesn't. I still want to take him though. I really hope this isn't dumb, but we're gonna go ahead and draft Tyrese Maxey. And we still have the 29th pick. We can take Aaron Nesmith, and honestly, the other names aren't that good. Najee Marshall's kind of good down here, but we're just gonna play it safe and take Aaron Nesmith. Low-key, we should have traded for a top 3 pick to get either Anthony Edwards, LaMelo Ball, or Halliburton, but I am completely fine with Tyrese Maxey. And in player progression, Boogie's gonna stay at 95, Jimmy Butler's still going up, and Lonzo's up to an 87, and Jeremy Grant's up to an 85. Lonzo averaged 13, 6, and 9 last season. He keeps getting better, but he has to work on that field goal percentage. And let's hope Jimmy Butler doesn't steal another MVP from Boogie. He only had 1 All-NBA team before winning the MVP. And Jimmy Butler's gonna go ahead and win back-to-back MVPs. He's up to 32 points per game. Boogie's on the All-NBA second team. He averaged 22 and 9. His rebounds per game is dropping. And the Kings dropped from the 1 seed to the 2 seed, but they're only 1 game back from the Thunder. And in the first round, they have to go up against this Rockets team led by Giannis and Jokic. And I don't know how this team's even a 7 seed. They're up 3-1. But the Kings are gonna force a game 7. They absolutely blew out the Rockets in game 6. And all the Kings have to do is hold on for 2 more minutes. Kyle Lowry on the ISO, trying to get by Lonzo's gonna throw it down low to Brandon Roy, and the Rockets take the lead. Lonzo's gonna use the screen from Hassan Whiteside. He gets by Lowry, and they send the help, but he still makes the layup. Lowry on the ISO, trying to get by Lonzo. Lonzo's absolutely clamping him up, but he's gonna take the layup on him anyway, and he's gonna miss it. Hassan Whiteside with 5 seconds to go swings the ball to Boogie, to Jimmy Butler. 2 seconds on the shot clock. He has to force up the shot. He's gonna miss, but Boogie gets the board. Now we have Lonzo trying to get by Lowry. He's gonna force up a layup, and he's gonna miss it, but they get another rebound. What is going on? Lonzo's trying to attack the paint here. He has a lane. He's gonna take the layup, and he puts the Kings up 3. That was a crazy possession. I don't know how the Kings are even having trouble with a 7 seed. Lowry's gonna force up the layup. That was a terrible shot, but it goes in. And now the Rockets have to foul. So we have Jimmy Butler at the free throw line. His first one's good, and his second free throw's up, and he knocks it down. The Rockets have no timeout timeouts. They have 24 seconds to get a shot here. Kyle Lowry's gonna use the screen from Jokic. Lonzo runs into it, and he's gonna tie the game up. So now the Kings have 11 seconds here to win the game. Lonzo on the drive's gonna find Boogie for the mid-range, and he's gonna miss it. But the Rockets have no timeouts here. Brandon Roy's gonna find Lowry. The deep three over Lonzo, and we're going into overtime. And in overtime, the Kings are up 3 with a minute and a half to go. They almost get a turnover. Now we have Lonzo using the screen from Boogie. He's gonna pull the mid-range, and he gives the Kings a 5-point lead. Now we have Kyle Lowry on the drive, trying to get by Lonzo. He forces up the layup, and Boogie gets the board. Lonzo is kind of cooking here, but now he has Giannis switched onto him. He's gonna force the layup. Yuta gets the board. And now we have Jimmy Butler on the drive. He's gonna spin his way into the paint, and he's just barely gonna miss the layup. 45 seconds to go. Giannis on the break. He's gonna body his way into the paint, and he gets fouled on the layup. So now he's taking a trip to the free throw line. His first one's good, and to make it a 3-point game, his second free throw's good. Now we have Jimmy Butler swinging it over to Yuta, being guarded by Giannis. They're gonna find Lonzo for the 3. He's gonna miss, and Jokic gets the board. So the Rockets have 20 seconds to get a good shot here. Lowry's trying to drive by Lonzo. He's gonna take the layup, and Lonzo gets the game-saving block. But now Lonzo's the one being sent to the line. He's not the best free throw shooter, and he's gonna miss the first one. Please just make the second one here, and it's gonna bounce in. So now the Rockets have 13 seconds, down 4. Lowry drives into the paint. I don't know what he's doing. 8 seconds left. He's gonna swing it to Thornton for the 3. It's off, and the Kings are gonna win in Game 7. And Lonzo had a 30-point triple-double. He absolutely carried the team. It's kind of crazy they had trouble against a 7 seed, but now they have to go up against this Spurs team with Luka getting even better. And the Kings were just up 3-0, but the Spurs force a Game 7. And in their second Game 7 in a row, they're gonna win the series. Oh my gosh, Jimmy Butler dropped 47, and the highest scorer on their team only had 18. So now they're on to the conference finals, going up against the Warriors. And they have 98 overall Steph and 92 overall Willie Hernangomez, who was on our team. And the Kings run is going to come to an end. They're going to lose the series in 6. And Steph Curry's going to win his 3rd finals MVP. Dwayne Wade's going to retire. He stayed his whole career in Miami. I wish it was like that in real life. Siakam's going to retire after just 3 seasons in the NBA. And same with Fred VanVleet, who was on our team, but we traded him. And in the 2021 draft, the Kings had no picks. And in season number 12, Willie Hernangomez is going to win the MVP. I drafted him for a reason, and then they just traded him away. Jimmy's on the All-NBA first team. He averaged 32 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists per game. And for the first time in his career, Demarcus Cousins doesn't make an All-NBA team. And that's kind of crazy considering he averaged 25 points and 9 rebounds per game. And the Kings were the 1 seed. But now in the first round, they have to go up against the Trailblazers team with Jamal Murray, DeAndre Ayton, and RJ Barrett. They're going to gentleman sweep them, and in the second round, they're going up against the Rockets because the Warriors just blew a 3-2 lead. So now they have to play Giannis and Jokic again, who they had trouble with last time. And this time it would be different. They're going to sweep their way to the conference finals, and now they have to play the 2-seed Thunder. They still have Westbrook, Harden, KD, and Ibaka. And the Kings run is over. The Thunder are going to lose in the finals, though. Kyrie Irving's going to win his first championship. Melo's going to retire with the Timberwolves. He was pretty good to end his career. And Dwight Howard's also going to retire. I didn't even realize he was on our team. Iggy's gonna retire. I know we traded him, but he won 2 championships with us. Draymond's gonna retire. He was on the Rockets. Oh, he was with Giannis and Jokic. And then he got traded to the Trailblazers. So that last season we just played was Boogie's last season in real life. But because there are no injuries and he's still a 96 overall, we're going to keep his career going. And in the draft, the Kings have pick number 30 probably. They have 28. And honestly, Caleb Houston has the highest ceiling here, so we're just going to take him. And in player progression, Boogie and Jimmy are going to stay the same overall. Lonzo's up to a 90. And last season he averaged 15 points and 11 assists per game. And then Maxi's up to a 79. He didn't play that much last season, but he should definitely play more this season. And in season number 13, Curry's gonna win the MVP, averaging 34 points and 9 assists per game. And the Kings are gonna win Coach of the Year. They finished with 60 wins. And Jimmy's on the All-NBA first team with Steph Curry. He's all the way down to 27 points per game. And Boogie's back on an All-NBA team, but he's down to 22 points per game. I thought with Jimmy's points per game going down that Boogie's would go up. But either way, the Kings are the 1 seed, and I feel like they play the Blazers in the first round every year now. But this year, we're gonna have a different outcome. The Blazers were just up 3-1, and in a Game 7, the Kings are going to use their momentum to win 3 games in a row and make it out of the first round. They shouldn't have even been in that position in the first place. And now they have to play Steph Curry and Willie Hernangomez, who eliminated them 2 years ago. And in back-to-back rounds, the Kings are in a Game 7. And it looks like they're going to win in back-to-back Game 7s. Boogie dropped 39, Jimmy had 35, and this guy had 25. I don't even know who this is, but he's been hooping in the playoffs. So now we have a conference finals rematch, but the Thunder have Zach LaVine and Blake Griffin now. They traded for Blake Griffin. He's only averaging 15. And Zach LaVine's been on the team. I guess he was just on the bench behind Harden. So Harden's on the Clippers now. They really traded him for Blake Griffin. I mean, I guess it makes sense. He definitely fell off. But Blake Griffin kind of fell off too. And in the rematch, the Kings are going to sweep their way to the finals. And they're going to be going up against James Wiseman and the Nets. And Lonzo really won the Western Conference Finals MVP over Jimmy and Boogie. And James Wiseman is a hooper. He's only in his 3rd season. And he just made his first All-NBA team. And he won the Most Improved Player. And other than him, they have Jaylen Brown, DeAndre Hunter, and Dante Exum, whose career is actually pretty good. Game 1 was pretty close until the 4th quarter. The Kings are going to take it. Boogie had 39 points and 11 rebounds, and Jimmy had a 37-point triple-double with 15 assists. And in Game 2, it's way closer. The Kings are up 3 with 2 minutes to go. And this Nets squad actually looks pretty good. They have CJ McCollum off the bench. He's going to throw it down low to James Wiseman, and they make it a 1-point game. Lonzo Ball's going to use the screen. He throws it down low to Vucevic, and we're back to a 3-point game. Now we have CJ McCollum isoing on Lonzo. He's going to make his way to the paint and take a terrible layup, and he gets blocked by Boogie. Now we have Randolph on the break. Jimmy was open in the corner, but he's going to swing it to Lonzo instead, who throws it down low to Vooch for another dunk, and they're up by 5. I don't know why CJ McCollum keeps isoing. At least call a screen. He is getting clamped up by Lonzo. He's going to throw it to Josh Giddey, to James Wiseman. James Wiseman driving to the paint on Vucevic is going to miss the layup, but he gets his own rebound, and CJ gets an open mid-range to make it a 3-point game again. Lonzo's going to throw it down low to Vucevic, being guarded by James Wiseman's going to take the deep hook over him, and he's going to miss it. And now we have Jaylen Brown on the break, finding Josh Giddey, the contested 3. He's going to miss it over Jimmy, and now they have to foul. So now we have Jimmy Butler at the free throw line. His first one's good, and to give the Kings a 5-point lead, his second free throw's good. So the Nets don't have much time here. Let's see what kind of shot they're going to get. Jaylen Brown is getting clamped up. He's going to swing it to Bruno Fernando, to Dante Exum. They're just wasting time here. Bro, they're going to go down low to Wiseman. They're literally wasting the whole shot clock. But Jaylen Brown gets an open 3 and he knocks it down. They played such good defense the whole possession just to sell at the end. So now it's Lonzo Ball at the free throw line. I don't like this, but he knocks down the first free throw. And to give the Kings a 4-point lead, his second free throw's good. And at this point, the Nets only have 6 seconds left. They have no timeouts. Dante Exum's going to swing it to Wiseman, to DeAndre Hunter, and even if that goes in, it doesn't matter. The Kings take a 2-0 lead. Jimmy Butler had 30, Boogie had a 20-point double-double, and Lonzo Ball had a 15-point double-double. And after that, the series would pretty much go the same way. The Kings are going to win in 5, and Demarcus Cousins is going to win his 3rd championship. And this time, it's going to be Jimmy Butler walking away with the Finals MVP. And LeBron's going to retire with the Suns in his last season. He spent most of his career with Charlotte after leaving Miami and Cleveland, and he's going to retire with the 5th most points in NBA history. He didn't even pass Karl Malone or Kareem or Kobe, who got up to 1st place. And speaking of points, at this point in Demarcus Cousins' career, he has 22,000 points, so he could legitimately hit the 25,000 point mark this season. Entering season number 14, Boogie's gonna stay at 96, Lonzo's up to a 91, and Jimmy's down to a 90. And Luka's gonna win the MVP, averaging just 21 points per game. And that's why, because the Spurs had 67 wins. But Boogie's on the All-NBA first team. He averaged 28 points and 12 rebounds per game. That's by far his best season of his career at the age of 33. But in the playoffs, the Kings are the 8th seed and they have to go up against the 1 seed Spurs with Luka. The Kings are actually putting up a fight. They were just up 2-1. And in Game 5, they're going to take a 3-2 lead against the 1 seed. Boogie carried, dropping 33 and 9, and Lonzo had 15 points and assists. And in Game 6, the Kings have a terrible 4th quarter. The Spurs are going to force a Game 7. Tyrese Maxey led the team in scoring. And in Game 7, the Kings have a terrible 3rd quarter. Jimmy and Boogie carried. Lonzo shot really good from the field, but I don't know why Troy Brown Jr. is taking the same number of shots as Jimmy. And then, of course, Luka had 33. He barely missed any shots. And in the finals, it's, of course, going to be the Spurs winning. And at the end of season number 14, Boogie's just 107 points away from 25,000. And he also needs to win an MVP still, but at the age of 33, he's starting to drop in overall. So after dropping 35 in the first game of the season, 29 in the second game, and 24 in the 3rd game of the season, Boogie Cousins is just 19 points away from 25,000. And we're going to see him score it because in the 4th game of the season, he's just 3 points away from 25,000. They're going to throw it down low to Boogie in the post. He's going to go up with the hook shot, and now he's just 1 point away. And now potentially for 25,000 points, Boogie's going to set the screen. Lonzo throws it down low to him, and he officially has 25,000 career points. That's kind of crazy. He didn't score after that dunk. dunk. And Curry's gonna win his second MVP at the age of 37. And Boogie's not on the All-NBA first team. He makes the All-NBA second team though. And this season he's all the way down to 24 points per game. And as for the Kings, they didn't even make the playoffs. They're all the way down to the 11th seed. But hopefully that means they can get Cooper Flagg in the draft lottery. They have the 10th best odds though. They're probably gonna get the 10th pick and they move down to the 11th pick. But with Jimmy Butler being 35 years old and slowly getting worse, we're gonna trade him for the first overall pick. Maxi's been alright for us, nothing crazy. And we're getting back Mike Conley, who's been with the Lakers since 2015. I feel bad that we're trading Jimmy. He's won 3 championships with us, but hopefully that means more shots for Demarcus Cousins because he still has to win an MVP. Cooper Flagg, welcome to the team. And we also have the 11th overall pick, and a lot of these guys have All-NBA or All-Star potential. But we're gonna go with Igor Demon because he has Hall of Fame potential. Hopefully him and Cooper Flagg can progress quickly enough to win another championship with Boogie. And in player progression, Boogie's gonna stay at 95, so he's not dropping. And then Lonzo's up to a 92. Zion's gonna win the MVP, averaging 34 and 13. Cooper Flagg wins the Rookie of the Year, averaging just 12 points per game. And Boogie's on the All-NBA first team. He averaged 29 points and 11 rebounds per game. And Lonzo's also on an All-NBA team. He averaged 16 and 10. And as for the Kings, they didn't even make the playoffs. They finished with a record over 500, but the West is so good that they were 1 game back from making the playoffs. And in the finals, it's going to be the Nuggets winning. Luka left the Spurs to join them. And in season number 17, the Kings had the 13th best odds, but they traded their pick away. And Boogie's starting to drop even more. He's down another overall. And after a mediocre rookie season, Cooper Flagg's only up by 1 overall. And Cade Cunningham's going to win the MVP, averaging 37 and 5. And Boogie's on the All-NBA first team with him. He averaged 27 and 10. And for the 3rd season in a row, the Kings aren't in the playoffs. And they're all the way down to the 15th seed. Hopefully that means they can at least get a good pick in the draft lottery. They have the 6th best odds. And in the draft, they're going to stay at number 6. And we're just going to draft a small forward, power forward with All-NBA potential. And Boogie's still only dropping by 1 overall each season. And Cooper Flagg's up to an 85 after averaging 16 last season. And in Boogie's 18th season, he's finally going to win an MVP. Winning your first MVP at 37 is kind of crazy. But Zion falling off a cliff the last 2 seasons helped him out. And also the roster being pretty bad helped him out. And he won it without even making the playoffs. They were the 14th seed. And with Boogie completing all his challenges, he's not going to retire yet. But in year number 19, he's down to a 91 overall and officially not the best player on the team. And he's not going to win back-to-back MVPs, but he's on the All-NBA second team. And he's going to average 28 points and 11 rebounds per game. The Kings are just terrible. They don't make the playoffs for the 5th season in a row. And they're the 14th seed for the 2nd season in a row. And Boogie's still not going to retire, but Russell Westbrook retires as a 3-time MVP and 5-time champion. And Steph Curry's going to retire as a 2-time MVP and 3-time champion. And then down here we have Derrick Rose retiring as a 1-time MVP and 2-time champion. James Harden's going to retire with 4 rings and no All-NBA teams. Blake Griffin's going to retire with 1 MVP and 1 championship. And Damian Lillard's going to retire as one of the best 6 men of all time. And Boogie's entering his 20th season as an 89 overall. But he's somehow going to make the All-NBA first team at an 89 overall. And he averaged 24 points and 10 rebounds per game. And once again, the Kings aren't even in the playoffs. And he's still not going to retire yet. But KD's going to retire at the age of 41 with 2 finals MVPs and 5 rings. Season number 21, I didn't expect Boogie to make it here. He's down to an 86 overall. He averaged 21 points and 9 rebounds per game, but he didn't make an All-NBA team. And the Kings are still a lost cause. And he's still not going to retire yet, but Kyrie retires with a ring and a finals MVP. Jimmy Butler retires with 2 MVPs and 3 rings, all with the Kings. And in season number 22, Boogie's all the way down to an 83 overall. And at age 41, Boogie still averages 20 and 8. He definitely passed the torch to Cooper Flagg. And are we surprised the Kings are still not in the playoffs? And it looks like Boogie's still going strong. Anthony Davis is going to retire with 3 MVPs but no rings. And entering Boogie's 23rd season, he's down to an 80 overall. And he's not even the best center on the roster, so he's going to be coming off the bench. But that makes sense because he's 42 years old. And at the age of 42, Boogie's all the way down to 13 points and 5 rebounds per game. But with Cooper Flagg making the All-NBA second team and having his best season yet, he leads the Kings to their first playoff appearance in 9 seasons. And in the first round, they have to go up against the Pelicans with Amen Thompson and AJ DeBonsta. And I haven't been showing you guys everything, but AJ DeBonsta has a finals MVP with the Pelicans, and Amen Thompson got it the very next year with the Grizzlies, and now they're teammates. And the Kings are going to make it out in 6 to win their first playoff series in 10 years. But now they have to go up against this 1-seed Lakers team with Giannis, Cameron Boozer, and Chet Holmgren. This is not the same Giannis we know, plus he's 39 years old, but he made 13 All-Star teams, 2 All-NBA first teams, and he has 2 2 Defensive Player of the Years. And then Chet, on the other hand, he has 2 championships and 1 Finals MVP with the Hawks. And his second ring was with the Lakers last season, but Cameron Boozer won the Finals MVP and he has 2 regular season MVPs. And unfortunately for the Kings, they're down 2-0 in the series, but they have a chance to win Game 3. Cooper Flag's gonna throw it down low to Bronny and he gets a turnover. And they have Anthony Edwards off their bench, I guess. This team is actually stacked. Now we have Giannis going up against Cooper Flag. He's getting clamped up. And with 5 seconds to go, he swings it to Ant, to Wennington, back to Giannis for the mid-range, and he's gonna miss, but Chet's gonna get the board and the putback. The Kings are down 4. Just over a minute to go, we have Lonzo isoing. He's gonna take the floater, and it's back to a 2-point game. Anthony Edwards is gonna use the screen from Chet. He throws it back down low to Giannis for another possession. Giannis trying to make his way into the paint, getting clamped up again. He's gonna swing it out to Anthony Edwards and set the screen for him, and Ant gets a wide open 3, but he's gonna miss it. So with less than a minute to go, they're gonna go to Lonzo. Lonzo with the cross, the behind the back, the in and out, the snatch, and the layup, and he's gonna tie the game up. I'm surprised Lonzo's doing more than Cooper Flag. And now we have Chet setting the screen on Lonzo. He plays good defense on it, but they're gonna leave Giannis wide open, and he knocks down the 3. I don't know how they didn't get that steal there. Now with 24 seconds to go, Lonzo's gonna drive into the paint, and he's just barely gonna miss the layup, and one would have been crazy. But now he can make it a 1-point game here. His first free throw's good, and to cut the Lakers lead down to 1, his second free throw's good. But now the Kings have to foul, and it's gonna be Jaden Ivey going to the line. His first free throw's up, and he's gonna miss it. That is a huge miss. There's no way he misses 2 in a row, and he knocks down the second free throw. But the Kings have no timeouts. They have 20 seconds to get a shot off here. Lonzo's gonna use the screen. He's gonna drive right past Jaden Ivey. He throws it to the center, and the center gets a turnover. So now the Lakers need to miss one of these free throws here. Their first one's good, and to ice the game, his second free throw's good. So after putting up a fight in Game 3, the Kings are gonna go down 3-0 in the series. Cooper Flag had 30, Boogie had 12, he shot 4 for 5, but they're gonna end up getting swept in the second round. And of course, the Lakers are gonna win back-to-back championships. And after 23 seasons, Demarcus Cousins is gonna retire. He's gonna retire as a 3-time champion, a 1-time regular season MVP, and a 2-time finals MVP. He finishes his career 4th all-time in points with nearly 43,000. He finished 3rd all-time in rebounds behind Bill Russell and Wilt. And of course, he finished his career with the most fouls of all time. And with those career stats, he's gonna make the Hall of Fame. And his number 15 jersey is gonna get retired by the Sacramento Kings. Cooper Flag's 8 years into his NBA career and starting to hit his peak. But if you want to see me play his entire career, click the video on the screen right now.